Tape marker. Last breath review, guys. Get right to it. Action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela, that Kelly Ange.
And this is the Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you for making us a part of your day. You know what to do, guys. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to us on our Alamo City Movie Talk page. And thank you for making us a part of your day. Let's get right to it. Another movie review out of the books here, guys. We got a lot of good film stuff coming out. And it's been kind of a little bit medium, not too slow, not too fast, but TV's killing it right now. But without further ado, what's our next movie review topic here, Angela? What are we talking about today?
So today we are reviewing Last Breath.
Yes.
So it's a heart-pounding film that follows seasoned deep-sea divers as they battle the raging elements to rescue their crewmate, trapped hundreds of feet below the ocean surface. Based on a true story, Last Breath is an electrifying story about teamwork, resilience, and a race against time to do the impossible. And I want to preface this by saying, one, I didn't know that this was like an actual incident that happened. I think that's really cool that we get to see that insight on here. Mm-hmm. And two, I know that this film is based on the 2019 documentary of the same name,
yes,
about the same incident. So we have not seen that documentary. So we are just basing our review solely on this
the movie.
Just the film.
So first and foremost, I do want to say, when we talk about impactful movies that make you had a bad day at the office, something goes wrong, and then you watch a movie, and it's instantly changes your mood and your tone and everything, your body language, and it really impacts you in so much of a way. And I gotta admit, this movie, when we talk about cinema, we talk about films that have just an impactful way and just interact with really mesmerize the audience and everything, introduce us to these characters per se. This one, actual people that were, played these people, actors that played real life people, biopics and everything. So I gotta admit, this movie had a very impactful, poetic way. This movie runtime's about an hour and 30 something. I believe it's an hour and
hour and a half.
An hour and 33 minutes to be exact. That's a perfect runtime. Another thing I do want to really want to point out here is the fact that, so you mentioned the 2019 documentary. It was actually directed by the same director who directed this movie. So
That's really cool.
love that. I love that because you're keeping all that together. You're keeping all the, he made the documentary. So therefore, he's the same filmmaker that's made this movie. I got to admit, though, the three leads in here that we see, the main people obviously on camera more. Of course, everyone's going to know Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson Academy Award. Golden Globe nominee. It's just, you could go on and on. He has a good resume. And then, of course, we know
Simu Liu from, obviously, I think he rose to stardom from Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, of course. And then, of course, Barbie, too, was another big one.
Oh, my God. He was
Yeah, and then we see Finn Cole in here. Another good actor. We actually saw him in Fast 9, the Fast Saga, and he's actually in Peaky Blinders from 2014 to 2022. We've yet to finish. I promise you guys, we will finish it before the movie comes out, which I'm very, very excited. But anyways,
that's so daunting. And, and I will give a quick shout out. There was another familiar face, Joseph Alton.
Yes,
and we recognize. I recognize him immediately from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
So he had a small role in here. So it was really cool to see him again.
Yeah. He played on the Night's Watch.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Yes,
Man, he had a pretty good death. I hate to say it, but anyways, so going into this movie, staying focused on this film and everything, I really enjoyed this movie. This movie is very impactful. There's so many moments in here that you really are, you kind of lose your breath in, right? If you will, that's no pun intended, but it's one of the things I do want to say. And when we talk about films, when we talk about cinema, movies that inspire you and stuff like this, and this is definitely one of those films. It almost gave me like Deepwater Horizon movie vibes and everything. Peter Berg, directed by Peter Berg as well. So it has those biopics that have catastrophe. That was a natural mix with oil spill catastrophe. This one is definitely make me felt within that realm and everything, but
like the elements against you, like it's a big storm, and
and you're rooting for the humans.
Bad luck, because
you're rooting for it, but
you quickly kind of, like you say, root for these characters. Like, it's a very dangerous job.
Yeah.
What they do, they're going out, and although they're seasoned, every trip out there is still a chance, you know. So there's risks. So you see very quickly, like you understand that real quickly, and you want them to make it out okay. And you know, I like they didn't give us too much backstory, didn't drag it down, got really straight to the point of actually what happened in the incident. And to see that unfold on the screen, and to see how scared and terrifying and just horrifying this to be trapped down there essentially in the pitch black, in the nowhere you
can't see the bottom,
several hundred feet. That's got to be a terrifying experience. And I will say that's a new fear unlocked. But I will say I think the cast did such a really phenomenal job
they did
with this project, and I just can't get enough credit to the three leads, like you say, Simu, Woody Harrelson. Oh my God, Woody Harrelson and Finn. I think they all did such a spectacular job.
There's a dramatic moment in here where Woody Harrelson just kills it. I mean, he says like I think 2 lines, and instantly Angela started crying, and it was just this emotional moment here, and it just comes to the fact that how like you're reading lines, right? But the way, the tone, the scenery, the scene that you're in, the filmmaking of it, aspect of it, the movie making of it, really, like those 2 lines mean everything. And I feel like, you know, with the way things are and everything, I feel like that they really impact you in a way, and cinema really gets people together, whether you enjoyed this scene, enjoyed that scene, had this inspiring quotes, or just inspiring even TV shows even too at the same time, because it's filmmaking.
And it was really cool to see the crew kind of come together to put all their effort into rescuing this stranded diver.
Under the circumstances.
You know, and I really appreciate that because, you know, it's really heartwarming to know that the crew cares that much about these divers. And so another shout out also, I forgot, Mayanna Buring. She's from the Witcher series.
There you go.
On Netflix. I recognize her face too. So I really like seeing her too. Again, it was really a really phenomenal cast. I think the story was short, sweet, to the point. It got to where it needed to go.
Yes.
It did pull up my heartstrings with those emotions. Again, in those very intense, dramatic scenes, I think they were done very well. Story flowed very well. Again, it's just an hour and a half, but you're immediately sucked in, and again, you're rooting for these characters, and you're rooting for everything to be okay.
People,
So again, I think it was a very well done film.
And they really give us kind of a minimum backstory. They just show like where they're, not necessarily where they're from, but just a little bit like who their loved ones are in a way. And even more so, they're kind of very small tip of the main threes. Because that's the thing too when it comes to filmmaking and everything. Alex Parkinson, he did a great job. He did a phenomenal job directing this movie. This movie is very well directed. I got to give him props and everything. And I know I say it a lot, but I only say it to filmmakers and to actors and to everything that really just does a great job. Honestly, a great job. Not a good job, a great job. I feel like James Gunn needs to hire him for a movie, get him as the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, or get him as something in the DCU, because that's the thing about filmmaking. It just, you really want to get these people who have just up and comers, and they just need that next movie tier. Because at the end of the day, was this movie marketed as much as I wanted it to be? No, it wasn't. Just like the other movie, My Dead Friend Zoe, I wanted both of these movies to be marketed very, very well. And we kind of saw, I'm not going to lie, we saw a little poster of it, but it was very simple. It was very minimum. And I was just like, man, I wish it was marketed as, obviously it can't be as marketed as much as Wicked, right? Because that's a lot of money. But as far as like at least a regular mainstream movie, and I feel like that these movies, in my point of opinion, these movies need to be sold out. These movies like this, pictures like this need to be sold out. My Dead Friend Zoe brings awareness to veterans. All these movies need to be sold out theaters, and they're not, because they're not what everyone wants to go see. A lot of times too, people just don't want to see real life stories, and that's fine. But it's just like, I feel like that they really impact us even more so, even because at the end of the day, yes, it's filmmaking, yes, it's fantasy, but at the end of the day, you know, it just, I feel like that any movie, any cinema film, anything can really impact you, and it just felt like that this movie really did. And I enjoy I'm a sucker for biopics, I really am, and I love heartwarming true stories, uplifting stories, underdog stories, journey stories. I just love storytelling. I love storytelling in general when it comes to fantasy, DC, Marvel. I love a good storytelling, and I love the dramatic effects, the drama. I love when I just say it. I love sad movies. We always talk about it here. I think
Yes,
we give way better ratings for sad movies on here at the Movie Talk Studio. I'm sorry. It just
I know, but I feel like it's also like if you can invoke a very strong emotion in myself.
Yeah.
They're relatable or just it's really sad to see on the camera or whatever. I think that's a very powerful film. I think those really impact me. Like, I love a good comedy. Like, don't get me wrong. I love a good comedy. I love a happy ending.
Too, yeah.
But there's just something about sad movies that evoke such a strong emotion that's it just goes and hits a little bit harder.
I think because more so it's relatable into certain situations that really occur.
Yeah, or
lost
like
loved one and
grief.
Grief. Yeah.
You know, whatever the topic is for sad movies, it's a little bit more deeper meaning for me. That's why I think I really enjoy it. As much as I'm a crier, I cry in all the movies. Yeah. Especially for this one, it made me cry more than once. It evoked pretty strong emotions.
Yeah.
And I will appreciate it. It boils down to the good storytelling.
Yep, exactly.
The music and all the Hollywood magic. But I agree with you. I think this is a very strong, impactful film, and I really hope people give it a shot.
And I
given that it's not, like you say, marketed very well.
Yeah, and I love how Woody Harrelson really goes above and beyond and wants to do these.
So good.
He wants to do these biopics, though. That's the thing. He's very selective now because hello, it's Woody Harrelson. So like he really picks certain films, and I love that how he's not just doing anything now. I get it. To the point of his career, he's like, you know what? If he's at a point in his career right now, if he's like, you know what? I'm only doing biopics. And everything from now on, and I'm gonna be like, damn. But at the same time, though, I'm gonna, he's still got it. He's got that tone. He's got that it's like, mesmerizing scenes. And
I know he still does like the sarcastic sense of humor. Like,
and he's great at that.
He's great.
Yeah.
But I think it just shows, like I said, those certain scenes.
Yeah,
he still has the range to
do
stuff.
The one thing that I really emphasize and I cannot get people to watch more of is the season. I think it's season 1 of True Detective with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. If you ever want to see something dramatic and everything, that's just pure cinema, pure magic, and it's a TV show. And of course, we saw him later on in 3 Billboards. He played another dramatic role too as well. But yeah, one of the things I do want to say as well before we end this movie review, Finn Cole, he played Chris. I want to see him in more stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see him. I know Simu. We'll see him in more stuff. We're gonna see him a lot.
Better.
Yeah, we better. No, we are. There's no chance in hell we're not. There's no chance in hell we're not. So those 2 leads, yes. Out of the 3, I really want Finn Cole to come out and do other movies, other film projects, work with Focus Feature a little bit more. Maybe have a breakout role where he does a fantastic Focus Feature film and gets nominated for something. That's awesome there because Focus Feature, man, they love their nominated films. They really do, and they have a knack for it. So, all right, but going to ratings, let's talk about ratings, Angela. We need to give this rating 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest.
So this might be so far what I've seen online is kind of mixed reviews. I see a lot of people not quite loving it as much as we did, but I'm gonna go against the grain. Unpopular opinion. I think it was a very strong film for me. I know I can't relate to it. I'm not a diver, and I don't have a dangerous job here, so but it was still such a strong film in my eyes. So I would give it a solid 8 because again, I loved the cast. The storytelling was on point. It flowed very nice. It was nice 1.5 hour, film put together very well, edited very well. Music was beautiful. And so I gotta say, it was a really solid film for me.
Yeah, this movie is a very gripping thriller film and very dramatic film, and it had me on the edge of my seat. I was literally biting my nails like, oh my God, is he going to survive? Is he going to survive? Because again, we did not watch a documentary, so therefore we don't know the outcome. And I like watching that. I like obviously certain icons. It's kind of hard, right? Who dies, and like Johnny Cash, like they're not alive anymore or whatever.
The Elvis movie.
The outcome.
You know the outcome.
But you want to see the journey. You want to see what they went through. So I don't really look up too much facts until after the movie. And then we just clarify when we do movie reviews like this. We just want to clarify, bring clarity and bring truth to it as well. But at the end of the day, I really enjoyed this film. Very impactful movie. And I enjoyed that. It kept me in my seat.
Yeah.
And
it's terrifying to see those underwater scenes.
I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10, guys. 8 out of 10. There you go. There you have it. And yeah, we do recommend this movie, guys. Be sure to check this out at a movie theater. It needs to be watched. I know not that many people will watch it for whatever reason. Fine, but I'm just telling you right now, you are missing out.
Yes,
you're missing out. That's all I'm saying. I'll leave it at that, guys. But yeah, all right, guys. Thank you so much for making this a part of your day. As always, I'm your host Ryan D. Ryan 680.
I'm Angela, that catty Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. See you at the movies, latest.